Welcome to the Smiling Sufferer podcast. If you know, you know. On the mic, you have KP Special. And next to me, I have...
Yeti. Yetunde. Actually, no, you know
we have a tired Yeti today.
I never really liked the Yeti.
You never did?
No, my name is Yetunde,
So
but I'm used to it from y'all Nigerian people.
Really?
It's just
So you
whatever.
really prefer Yetunde?
I mean, it's whatever.
Me, I prefer Yetzui.
Prefer what?
Right. So in college, you used to call me Yetzui. Yetzui.
I don't know where it came from.
I don't know where it came
I
from
forgot.
either. I'm like, huh? But whatever. And it didn't stick, thank God. So.
And next to a tired Yeti, we have a very grumpy looking G.
AKA the Black James Bond, man.
And for those that don't know, we're recording on a
Monday
night, which is not usually what we do. We
Niggas
usually
is
record on a
tired.
Saturday morning. But extenuating circumstances, but we're here. And
Thank
we're
God.
happy to be here.
Yep. I've never seen.
Yep.
I've seen you in your work clothes before. Never mind.
You see me in my work clothes now.
But you're not wearing a
do
jacket.
that first.
I'm wearing
A vest?
Vest. Yeah.
Aren't
It's
you
not
cold?
that
I mean,
cold.
it's not that cold
Don't
today.
you remember the first when we had a little meeting somewhere in Baltimore?
Oh,
in
right.
the middle of the
Behind
day, during lunch,
work.
yeah.
Okay, that's true. I have.
Yes,
You're right.
yes,
You're right.
yes, yes.
Huh?
Yes, that was one of our planning meetings.
Responsible today.
I did. What do you guys think about that song?
I love Teni.
It's
I'm
nice.
happy she's actually getting more play and more publicity.
She
and
is.
stuff. I'm happy for her.
She has another song out now with Fino, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it Fino or Fino?
I'm not
Fino,
sure.
Fino.
Fino,
Either
Fino.
one.
Oh.
He says it that way
He says it
sometimes.
both
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I
It's
didn't know
either
that.
one, but I know it's Fino. I think it's Fino.
Yeah, I like the track. It grew on me. Yeah, so
Does she have an album out yet?
No, I'm waiting, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking for. It's so weird not seeing Wale watching
know,
soccer
right?
on his phone, right?
Monday night, man.
It's like soccer is part of it's another co-host now or something.
For real. Oh, by the way, your guys almost lost the other day.
I know.
2-2.
It's 2-2. It's good. It's all good.
So what's on the agenda? We have a very light agenda today. We just couldn't come up with the entire thing that I wanted to talk about because some of our guests, they showed up and they couldn't make it this
We'll have 'em
time.
back.
But we will make up
By
for it
God's
at some
grace.
point.
Yep. Did you see the game? The boxing match with
Deontay.
Tyson Fury.
with Fury and what's that guy's
Wilder.
name?
The one that guy
They got-
he woke up like the Undertaker. That was what I'm saying.
and it was a draw. Why would they?
It was?
Yeah.
I didn't see the fight. I only saw highlights.
It was a
Yeah,
draw.
Yes.
The two,
Why would they make?
There were two knockdowns in that.
And it was.
fight,
I feel like
and it's
Fury
ended up being a
won
draw.
that fair and
think
square,
so?
But yeah.
Wait, you watched it?
I didn't watch it, but I saw
saw
a lot of
highlights.
all the clips and stuff, and I was like, "This dude, he got more hits in."
He did?
Yes,
Maybe that was why it was draw then.
but then the
Because
other guy,
the only clip I saw was that guy knocking him out.
or the Wilder
And-
guy knocking
yeah,
Fury out.
and then him just standing up like he like a zombie. It was weird.
Maybe that's why it was a draw.
Did you guys hear about the Global Citizen Festival?
Of course.
Did you guys watch any of the concerts? I've been seeing a lot of clips.
On the Run Part
Beyonce,
3.
it sounds like Beyonce and Jay-Z went all out.
Of
man.
course, they always do. They never
But
do
they-
mediocre performance ever.
It's so
They
funny.
had a whole South African
But,
choir out
I'm
there.
glad.
like,
No, but I'm
They
glad.
never have mediocre
I'm glad they
performance.
did it in South Africa this year.
so where is it usually?
I know usually
over
they do. I know they've done in New York.
New York
Isn't it
performance.
isn't it a Mandela concert?
No, this was just
But
for
this
Mandela.
one, yeah, this one.
This
Oh, this one was
hundred,
just-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was about.
so it's not
Global
it's not an African.
No, it's not an African thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not an African thing.
boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, so they're trying to, Mandela said they're trying to end poverty by 2030.
By God's grace.
Oh.
That's
okay.
their goal.
Okay.
So it was done in South Africa. It was hosted by what's that guy? The comedian.
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah,
Okay.
yes.
Dave Chappelle was
Of
there.
course, it makes sense. That's
Dave
his,
Chappelle
that's
was
his
there.
place.
Like,
He's from South Africa,
Dave
so it makes
Chappelle
sense
was
that
there.
he would.
They had Oprah. They had Gil. They had Tyler Perry. They had a whole bunch of people, and I mean, obviously from Nigeria they had Wizkid, they had Tiwa Savage, they had Femi Kuti, they had the band.
I saw on TV here. I saw them publicizing it, and they had Tiwa
Yeah.
in the adverts. Like,
Oh,
Benj,
yeah.
The Benj was in there
So,
too.
but
I
out
didn't
of
see
out of
Wizkid on
the
the
other day
bench
we spoke about like
on the
performances
adverts.
and like Wiz, it was disappointing performance from. It was flat.
Again?
But
At
I
least
think,
he showed up this time.
I think the
I
problem
know,
was they made him one of the first acts.
So what's wrong with that?
So
People weren't
there are not a
really
lot of people there
up.
yet.
I mean, compared to other people that perform.
He's a bigger artist than Tiwa and the bands and everything. But
that was why I was surprised.
I think also putting him there first also is a thing where you don't want to put. You got to mix and match. Right. You don't want to just put all the smaller guys first. No one to show up. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you know Wizkid is performing in the beginning, you'll probably be there in the beginning if you're a Wizkid fan. There were people there, it just wasn't full, and then
I wonder if he and Tiwa performed together.
No, they didn't perform together. But he was there. The best African performer from Nigeria actually was D'banj. He killed that show.
D'banj put on great show.
He was on the front
that
page of a newspaper in South Africa about it.
Wow.
But the best African act there, obviously, is Casper Nyovest because it was from there.
Yeah.
Casper shot.
Right.
Casper was right before Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Oh, wow.
He was after
it makes
Ed
sense.
Sheeran.
It's from the place.
Oh, wow.
It was after Ed Sheeran. Yeah.
Oh, that could put him on the map right there between Ed Sheeran and Jay-Z.
Yeah, but he killed. Like I was tweeting about it that guy needs some respect outside of South Africa.
He's a good rapper.
He's probably the best out entertainer. Like he was the first person to do that whole stuff that Kanye copied, the whole levitating stage and stuff like that.
Yes.
But like he killed that show. Like Casper had the whole stadium singing.
But I don't.
He's home court advantage.
Yeah, it's home court advantage still, but still. He carried the show. He came out. He brought Calvin Harris.
It was on Tidal, right?
Oh wow! I have to watch it.
Was it? I think it was on Tidal.
No, I don't know. It might have been on Tidal, but it was.
I think it
was on Tidal.
Because what happens is they have a Global Citizen song that was curated by Calvin Harris. So they have tracks from there with Calvin Harris, Pharrell, Wizkid, Tiwa, Stormzy, and what's his face that I just mentioned? Casper. So Casper had Stormzy to come out. Stormzy even put on his IG that Casper is the best artist out of. Like he put it there.
How about the other South African kid that can really rap? What's his name? No, the other one. You know what I'm talking about? Nasty C.
Nah, he's not big enough for. He's not as big as Casper.
I thought he was bigger.
No, Casper is the biggest. Then AKA, then probably Nasty C.
Interesting.
But it was a good show. And then Jay and Beyonce came out.
And
they had
shit down.
Dave Chappelle introduced them, but then after 25 minutes they cut off the stream.
They put
on TV they put like, this is part of the concert is for people who earned the tickets. That's what they wrote. Who earned their tickets?
Interesting.
I know. So they cut it off and then they brought it back at the end for like her last performance.
Okay.
But I heard she had Pharrell come out on stage with her.
Wow.
And then I heard she had Ed Sheeran come out with her.
Wow.
Come back out. So it was they loved it. It was cool.
I love Ed Sheeran. I've been to
it
two of his
was
concerts.
A perfect like that shit lasted for like 12 hours.
Wow. And people were there all day.
All throughout, man.
Wow. I mean, it's a festival.
All throughout, 12 hours. It
was
a good look that they did it well.
We should have been there, yo. Like these are the kind of places that we need to start being there as correspondents.
Look at this guy.
I'm bringing it back to the smiling sufferer audience.
Look at this guy.
But
it was cool. It was cool.
Don't worry, no, God will provide.
Amen.
God will provide.
It was cool.
So what else happened over the weekend? Outside of the concert, nothing much. Oh yeah, George Herbert Walker Bush died.
Right, R.I.P.
Oh yeah,
Bush Senior.
And I noticed. Okay, this is funny. I've noticed Trump has been kissing ass so bad, like for the past 2 days. He even
volunteered his Air Force One to bring him to DC.
He created an entire public holiday on Wednesday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can
I get a public holiday?
He's going all out. What? But I think I know why.
Why?
I think he
Why
doesn't
do you
want. He wasn't invited to the McCain.
But that's because him and McCain didn't get along.
Yeah, but I think he's scared that
they won't
invite him from this one.
But he's the president, though. He's about. But then never mind.
He keeps talking about. I can't wait. I'm looking forward.
But McCain wasn't a past president.
No, you're right. But it's just the fact that he seems so eager. He keeps saying, "I can't wait to be at the funeral." He keeps talking about it like it's a concert. I just think it's hilarious that he's trying so hard, and I'm pretty sure George Herbert Walker Bush wasn't really fond of him.
Yeah, remember he didn't show up.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, hey,
like,
that's his party right there. Man.
What else happened? What else happened? I mean, we can get to some of the big items.
So,
athlete news. Kareem Hunt. You guys heard of Kareem Hunt, the NFL player, right? Did you guys see that video?
No.
Yeah, where he.
There was a video
where
of
he
this
kicked
guy.
the girl.
So this Kareem Hunt guy, he's like one of the biggest prospects out right now. I think he's in his second year or so. Football.
What
Sorry,
school?
I said prospect. I don't mean prospect.
Oh,
I mean
he's
one of the
already in the
biggest.
NFL.
He's already in the NFL.
Okay.
But he's still in his rookie contract.
Oh, okay.
So he was destined to be one of like the big juggernaut
Could still
NFL
be.
names. I don't know
So
why.
what happened?
Still be.
So
He kicked the white girl, right?
I
Is it a white
think
girl or a black girl?
It was a white girl.
That matters. Too.
it was a white girl.
It was a white girl.
It was a white girl, and I'll tell you
Okay.
why it matters.
Of course, I know.
Because-
I brought that up. It matters, obviously. This is
Because-
America. He's a black man kicking a white girl.
but
then
she
continue.
allegedly called him a nigger though.
So the way it all
damn.
started was, first of all we heard was that, okay, he assaulted this woman. I saw the clip, right? The first clip I saw was he kind of like kicked this
There,
girl.
she was on the
She
floor.
was down.
She was
on the
seated,
floor,
like half seated on the
yeah,
floor
you
kind of
could tell
thing.
there was like a bit of a scuffle. He kind of kicked her, sort
like-
of. It wasn't like
It wasn't
hard
a kick. It was like, you know,
It was
when
kinda like
someone
a-
is pulling him away and he just kind of swings his leg
just
at her.
kind of swings his leg.
Like, yo, you know what?
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this wasn't as bad. They all look a little bit drunk. No, but let me finish now.
Okay.
They all look a little bit drunk. But then they now released another video that showed the full thing, and it
Where
started
he
with him
pushing
He
her.
actually pushed her first.
yeah.
Then she
damn.
slapped him.
And then, yeah.
And then that's
somebody
when things
came in
got
the middle
crazy,
to hold.
and people like try to restrain this guy.
So it was in the
right?
process where he kind of.
And he couldn't even hold himself back from not hitting
Yeah,
her.
he
couldn't hold
fucked up,
himself
man.
back. He fucked up.
I mean, we spoke about this
apparently
already. This kind
Prior
of
to
stuff.
that,
He's punched somebody too before.
Prior to that, apparently, what had happened was they're taking these girls from the club or something. They'd gone to the hotel. I think they found out that they were underage,
No.
so they kicked them
Oh,
out of their
damn.
hotel room, right? But the girls were already pretty lit. They were already pretty drunk
So
already.
they probably didn't want
So
to
they were
go
allegedly they were cursing them out outside the
outside
door of their hotel.
So all he had to do was call security.
Yeah, but he's not
You know,
thinking that way now. You
Like
know, he's.
no brainer.
But I mean, it's she provoked him,
And that's
but he
not-
might have an
and-
anger problem.
And he might. I think
Because
he
I
does.
heard he's punched someone earlier,
I think he
but there's
does.
no footage of
I
that,
think-
and the
I
guy
think-
doesn't want to press
I
charges.
think he just has really.
Yeah, I heard he
deep anger
punched someone in
problems.
a bar.
But
Yeah.
apparently this girl was throwing out insults like fucking niggas,
That's not
this
an
one,
excuse
that
to
one.
hit
It's
her
not. It's not.
at
It's not.
all.
It's not. It's not. But the reason why I bring it up is because I noticed that there was a faction online that felt like she crossed the line with the whole
And nigger
throwing
thing.
the N-word
Right.
thing.
But
And you know Tariq, that guy.
Tariq Nasheed, that's I
That
can't
guy.
stand him.
He,
But
he
anyway.
call it, he went all out talking about the white supremacist camped outside his room
Oh God.
and was throwing all kinds of racial insults. And,
Oh God.
yo, it just is fascinating to me because it's like this. So this is what they call intersectionality, right? Where
Of race and
of race and like women's issues.
Uh-huh.
And
So
this
who
is-
wins this battle?
And I think
I'm sorry.
obviously
you don't hit a woman.
we all agree that we don't hit a woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the end of the day, right, there is still a bit of a hierarchy to who usually
Of
gets.
Who
course,
gets the
if it was a
preferential
black
treatment?
girl, they would
Preferential
have just like,
treatment.
whatever. It would have been. Never made the news. I don't think.
Yeah, but
it wouldn't have made the
but
news.
I think the only one
She's
that
underage, number one, and
Yeah,
a white
yeah.
girl on number two.
I-
Yeah, no.
No,
I
but
think-
a black girl would have made the news.
It won't be
at
as
that
much
stage,
outrage though as we're right
your
now.
gender, female, would trump your race.
But all the people that are caring about it right now wouldn't have cared about it as much, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he would have still gotten
From
what
the
happened to
black
him.
people,
There'll have
probably.
been it would have been on the news, and there would have been a backlash, and he
Not
would have
as
had to
big,
be
I
I
don't
dropped.
think
think-
if it was a white athlete and a black girl, it definitely would have made the news.
So you think it was a
Right.
black on black? It wouldn't have made the
Not
news?
as much.
I don't
think.
think.
I
it
don't
would
think
have
so.
as
What of
much-
Hispanic?
I don't know. Now
What
it's
was
tricky.
what was
Wait, if
where's-
she's
where's this
Hispanic, if she's a
guy's-
white presenting
where's
Hispanic, yes.
wait, where's Ray Rice's wife from, or that girl?
They're all black. They're
But
both
he
black.
was
They're both black,
now.
exactly. So
but
did that also
that
make
was
the
a
news?
savage. He knocked her out cold. She passed
that
out.
was-
True.
That's a
Yeah, that
different
was
story.
pretty-
True,
Like
true.
she hit her head and knocked out
True.
cold.
So,
That's completely a different case.
but I was gonna bring up this whole idea of these social contracts that we have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have quite a few of them. One of them is never hit a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's just like a general, universal rule.
Yeah, but
Can you guys think of any
no,
other?
but let's we can't keep saying that as a rule. I don't advocate to hit women, but you do
But
know that
there's no
some women do know that. Okay, let's go back
Okay.
to this issue. This girl knew because they said the first thing she kept saying was she was going to press charges, check the footage, so she knew there were cameras there. So I
Yeah.
feel like she intentionally knew
and
what
that's
I was
more
going to
reason
do.
for him to have put himself away
But
from
not
the
for whatever
situation.
reason, she's not even pressing charges no more. But she knew that a lot of women, like I see a lot of clips online.
And she did call the cops.
She called the cops, yeah.
You see,
now cops are trying to reach out to them.
From the beginning, all he had to do was when they threw them out, call security to move them.
Yes,
sure.
But some ladies know that they can get one over you because of this rule.
Yes,
you're talking about.
But we're seeing footage.
No. Let's just. I see different clips online. You know, obviously, those clips they only record them when something's about to happen. Right. But you see, so many women being so disrespectful to guys who are walking away like, yo, just can you calm down? And then they can spit at you. Like when you spit at, I told you the girl that had a little scuffle in high school, she spat at me. That's a whole new ball game. Like what? But they spit at you. They call you.
At what point?
So
we need to tell. You always say you can.
As we're telling guys don't hit girls, tell girls to
don't touch anyone
regardless
of anything. No, but you don't hit women.
So I guess what you're trying to say is
but can you guys hear me though? Because I can't hear.
Yeah, I can hear you. Cool. What you're trying to say is that the men have a bigger responsibility.
We should both have responsibility. What does a man do when a woman starts hitting him?
Walk away.
But if you keep walking away, she keeps hitting you.
You can restrain me, Wale. Between me and you.
Who says who? What if you're bigger than me?
No, I'm saying me and you right now.
Yes, right now. But it's a judgment call. But I'm saying, as we're telling men, don't hit women. We should also tell women on the flip side.
Right.
Don't
respect yourself and walk away.
And don't do because
but
you can piss me off, but don't intentionally come at me.
I can do whatever to you. My hitting you is not the same as you hitting me, Wale. We're not the same strength.
I do understand that.
So don't. No matter.
And then you see where some of these people, like the guy could probably like push her like, yo, let me get out the way. Yeah. She's gonna milk it. Drop down.
He didn't have
sometimes you see stuff like that too, where because women do know that.
You guys hear me, right?
But context matters, though.
I can hear you.
Context and nuance.
I like the audio for some reason.
That you can't hear
nuance.
yourself.
Right? I can't hear myself too much.
But we have to be nuanced about these conversations. We have to. Each case is different. You can't spit at somebody and not expect them to react. I mean, I would say still don't hit somebody, but I wouldn't fault him for touching somebody. That's the worst insult in the world. You don't spit at anybody. That's like the lowest.
Can you imagine if someone now spits in your mouth?
That's
the worst you can do to somebody. Although some people like stuff like that. But anyway, we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, so I was hearing someone was saying that someone spat in their mouth.
No,
but I remember I was seeing it somewhere, or I heard it somewhere, or someone that admitted, it was Meek Mill. It was on the Meek Mill album.
Wait, what?
On the Meek Mill album, he admitted to some girl spitting in his mouth.
Did he like it?
And people came at him on.
Was it consensual spitting?
Yeah.
So then what's wrong with that? If there's consensual,
what's the issue? It was during sex. Okay. That's nasty. You see?
I don't think
that's nasty. We had a conversation over the weekend.
No.
About nasty stuff.
Let me speak. As long as it's between two consensual adults, everything goes. If you're agreeing to it, I don't want your nasty spit in my mouth. I'm sorry. But if that's what you're into, more power to you. As long as you're not hurting people, all that is off limit in sex is kids and animals.
To you.
That's it.
Animals.
To you. Some people disagree. I agree with you, but some people do disagree with that.
But as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not raping anybody and you're not doing something that's not consensual, do you. As long as the other party is consenting adults.
My only thing is the reason why the only part where I feel like there's a bit of a hypocrisy there is, so we eat meat. We eat all this stuff.
But you said this thing before and it makes no sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
You sound like Peter right now, man.
No, I'm just saying.
You can't compare.
You're ready to slaughter a cow.
No.
You're ready to slaughter a cow.
Our body. That's
but if the farmer decides that he's lonely at night,
please, then use your hands. Correct? No. I can't believe you're advocating bestiality right now.
I'm not advocating.
So then please, let's not.
I'm just saying there is a bit of hypocrisy there where you're okay with eating the meat.
We're eating the meat for energy and to survive.
It's essential.
Looking at you like, nigga.
Like having
I don't agree with bestiality either.
What?
I don't. Essential.
No.
I don't, and that's because I have a soft spot for animals.
No,
eating
food regardless.
But I'm just saying that someone might
is
be
essential.
Why is he trying to argue?
Having sex with an animal is not
it's
essential.
Not. What are you
just
saying?
So you know.
You guys stop trying to make it seem like I'm trying to defend bestiality.
Well, that's what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
So what are you doing? Just playing contrarian just to be contrarian.
Moving on.
Speaking of, you just brought his name up. Speaking of Meek Mill, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the album. Oh my gosh.
It
was fire, especially the Jay-Z.
Championships, for those that don't know. His name of the album is Championships.
It was a good song. It was a good
MMG
album.
can pay us for a little promo here.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
But it was a dope song. What was your favorite song on the album?
Respect the Game was one of them. The one
I like the What's Free.
What's Free? That's the one with
Jay-Z and Rick
Ross. Almost Slipped actually grew on me.
I like that. I like that. I even like the Future one.
The one with Future, huh?
Yeah.
Can we turn our phones off?
The one with I like the one. I mean, because I like Drake. I like the one with Drake. But I was telling you, I feel like it was a throwaway track, man. Verse. I just feel like
a lot of people are saying that. I liked it because it was very.
Cool.
He gave us some harmony with it, with the verse.
What's the up to?
You like the one?
The Uptown.
I love that because I'm a big Low Soul fan. So
it grew on me. The
Soul.
song grew on me.
As I saw him Monday, I was like, yeah, man, that's.
I've been seeing.
And then the intro was crazy.
Yeah.
Championship itself is crazy. Like he did well with the samples. Like he tried, man. Meek tried.
A lot of samples on there.
Yeah. What'd you say?
What about the one with Future?
Yeah, what was the one with Future?
I feel like this Meek album, right? I feel like there were so many people. I mean, Jay-Z. When last did we really hear from Jay-Z dropping verses?
Yeah. I mean, everyone was rooting for Meek,
everyone. It was almost like this album had to be good because of what it represented.
Right.
The first album of him coming out of jail.
For him. Yeah. Did you see his op-ed in the New York Times? Was it?
Meek Mill is writing op-eds now.
Nigga. About prison reform, though.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I was like, okay.
Look, Meek Mill is
I saw him wearing a suit.
I mean, you have to use your issues to promote. You know, he has a platform now.
Growth, man. He showed a lot of growth on this
album.
I remember back when he was busy having his goons chase Safari on the streets. I was so disappointed. Like, what are you doing, man?
Well, he's learned his lesson.
He's learned, man.
He just got to stay out of that line.
And what I like most about it is that on this album, even though yes, he still talks a little bit of that gun talk, gangster rapper type shit, I feel like he was also passing out knowledge to young guys. Like he was also really trying to school them on things to do. And for me, that was tremendous.
Wait, is his case over yet? It's not over yet, right?
I don't think it's fully over.
Yeah, it's not.
So I think he's out of jail for now.
For now,
yeah,
until the woman decides what she wants to do, which I think is ridiculous. One person should not have that much power. The legal system is so fucked up. But anyway, that's another show for another day.
Yeah.
But,
and then did you see because people said what's his face? Jay was
talking this and Kanye, but he wasn't.
Jay came out to tweet about.
Yeah. Funny thing is,
Kanye replied saying, "What's the throne?"
Funny thing is, that line that people were upset about wasn't the one that I thought was dissing Kanye. It was the line about Trump paying house niggas or whatever. I feel like that one, if you really want to look at it, was the one dissing Kanye. If you really want to talk about
Jay-Z, it's actually possible that he was dissing on that line.
Yes,
but Jay-Z is such a coy guy.
Smart about his lines and stuff.
Especially with the double entendres, he is so coded sometimes that there will be a diss
that
in
one
it. And
is the one that's
he has so many
Kanye.
loaded verses.
Right.
But respect to him too that he came out to address it, to take it away from, because people were using that.
But
it was like, yo, go listen to the album, man. Drake is on there.
That line does not. I don't think that line was dissing Kanye. If you really think about it, it's like they're trying to pit us together. Like Kanye,
so he
Michael
compared him
Prince.
and Kanye to the Prince and MJ,
right?
Which to me is already very, very egotistical on so many levels. It's like, how arrogant can you be? But I get it. They are pretty up there. But did you guys ever hear about the beef between Prince and MJ?
Yes, no.
That stuff was serious.
They don't like each other.
Like, that stuff was serious. Like,
no.
apparently
I didn't know it was that
they
bad.
used to try to outdo each other.
Yeah.
They used to this Cardi and Nicki stuff that they would be trying to
behind each other's
throw
back
each other
and
under the bus. They used to do that shit. Wild.
It was big, yeah.
What's the one I saw today on Twitter? James Brown.
I saw that. You saw that, right? Did you hear about it? James Brown
and
please, you need to get the name
because
we need to do it for our audience members. It was epic. James Brown and this other guy, right? Like another big guy back in that time. He was also like a soul singer. He was big.
And they didn't like each other either?
No, James Brown stole his girl.
Oh.
Yeah. So James Brown and Joe Tex. That's his name.
Joe Tex.
So James Brown's T-E-X, Tex.
T-E-X.
So James Brown took his girl. And then he was done with her, and then he wanted to return her back.
What?
And Joe made a track saying, you can keep her. I
I don't want her
I
anymore.
basically created her, and
Yes.
you know, first of all, she a hoe, just so we know.
Yeah,
You
pretty
know,
much.
pretty much she a hoe, you know. But
Like,
because she was
and-
with him, she
and-
left to Brown, and then she wanted to come back. But then Brown got so upset that he went to a bar where Joe Tex was at
Yeah.
with guns,
Guns.
What?
Guns. Yes.
goons and
Shut
guns,
up the
and he
place.
shut up the place.
Literally shut up the
Are you
place.
serious?
Like, apparently he killed some. He killed
They
some
killed some animals.
in the
Yeah,
back.
the guy had like some animals in the back, and
Yeah.
then he shot at it, but no
Whoa.
one
he-
died.
Yeah, no one
He
died.
shut up the place, and his people kind of
And then he left, and then his people were just giving people money.
To settle them and
to
just...
settle them. Yeah.
What?
I
This
I
is
mean,
some
what's that
gangster
James Brown
shit,
movie?
man.
You know, there was a
Yeah,
clip in
yeah.
that movie to where he
About
shot
it?
his gun
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah. I mean, all of them were like...
Yeah.
that
they
was
just-
some real
They
like
were hardcore now.
that shit is
Hardcore.
Yeah, that was wild.
like rappers today don't even be doing that.
You know who I also heard was
That's
like
some crazy beats,
always
man.
backbiting people back and like
Oh.
back Luther Vandross.
Really?
Yes, and you know he
Oh,
was like
was?
the biggest
Yeah,
queen.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
it
did
was
not
fair.
play with anybody. Like you don't cross him.
Really?
Yes, I was like, okay.
I can't imagine.
Who
Wow.
knew? But
what's up.
But let me ask you something though. Like, do you guys feel like there are rules when it comes to like exes, dating your boys' exes? Like,
Well-
so what are the rules exactly? Like,
it depends on how long it's been. If it's like a high school relationship and now
Okay.
we're in the 30s.
what if it
no.
was college?
And
I
depends
have
on,
seen-
it depends on
And
also
that's your girl.
it also depends on the level of the relationship too. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't if my friend has dated you, I'm not dating you.
Like,
but
regardless of
Regardless, nah.
what if that's the love of your life
Is
that
it?
God has already
Soulmates,
ordained
How
for
do we
you.
know?
That's your
If
soulmate
God
right there. You
wouldn't
feel
do
what
that
you
to
never
me.
felt. Seriously.
You never know.
Sometimes.
Nah,
You can't-
nah. See, and that's the thing. That's why I said it depends on. I've never been in that situation,
Mm-hmm.
but it depends on the level of the relationship. Though, how involved were they?
Yeah, I
Were they
think
together for like a week
the only
or
thing
like
is,
years?
I can't tell how you feel, but the thing is that I know that I would not feel that way. I would not even be able to know how it feels because from the jump, once I realized
Right,
that's
you're
my
like,
homeboy's.
okay, my bad.
Yeah, you back
where,
off.
where I'm
Right,
backing
you
back
off.
up.
Exactly.
That's
We're
just
not-
guy code.
That's just it. So it's like we're not gonna get to the level where I even feel.
That's another
that
one of
much
those
emotions.
unspoken social
Right,
rules.
exactly.
Yeah,
you
just
don't
like
do
I,
that.
that's that.
But what
dude.
about your ex's friend? Would you?
Wait, my
you
ex's-
like
Like
your
your
ex-girlfriend's
ex-girlfriend's
friend. Would you date
Yes.
someone like that?
Why not?
That's a tough one, man.
If no, because what's
That's a
the
tough
what's
one.
the bond there? The bond between if Corey had an ex,
Uh-huh.
I can't date her because
Right.
Corey and I
Yeah,
are
you're
guys.
friends, right.
But if I had an ex and
That's
her
her
friend,
friend.
what's my connection with the friend? We don't really
You
have
knew
anything
her
tying us
through your
together.
ex-girlfriend.
I know her as that's my ex friend. Like we probably hung out once or twice, but like we don't have anything.
Right. So
That
the
one's
onus is on
tricky.
her,
I
not
don't
to
know.
date you.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Because she has a stronger
Oh,
relationship
You're right. Okay,
True.
you're
with
right.
the
you're
friend.
right, you're right, you're
She's
right.
kind of like a stranger to me.
I agree.
We're not going to be keeping in touch.
The
Just like
onus
But
is
it'll
on
be-
the people
it'll
that
be
have that still
awkward,
have
that
though.
still have
existing
this existing
relationship.
It would be awkward. Wouldn't it be awkward
for who?
for you?
Let me tell you the
for
funniest one I saw.
I actually know a few people.
I just hope this
I know a
one.
few
I hope
people.
they don't decode it. I'm trying to see the best way I can say that they don't know. So I was somewhere. I won't say location. I won't say
Story,
country.
story.
I won't say continent. But I was somewhere in this earth. I met a guy through a friend of mine, and we all hung out. Pretty cool guy. And then my friend, I met his girl too.
that same night.
The day after,
Okay.
we all hung out too again. So we hung out back to back. One night was, me, him, and his friend, blah, blah, blah. And like, fast forward to the future, I see this friend that I met through him posting that girl's picture. So I'm thinking, oh, that's probably like his sister or cousin or something, because I didn't know how they all knew each other. And then sometime I log into Instagram and they're engaged.
Wait.
So my friend's friend and his ex
Oh wow.
are engaged. And apparently they all used to chill together.
So how
At
does
a
the
point.
old one feel?
I don't know. I haven't asked him. I haven't thought about it. But it's just like, that's kind of weird.
I mean,
To
like
me-
you said, if that's
I
who
have
we're
some,
meant
but
to
I
be
can't.
with,
I can't.
I
even,
don't know how.
I can't even touch it on here.
I don't
because
know how.
Everyone will know exactly who I'm talking
But-
about. So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
I guess their relationship wasn't that strong. But it's
say the
like
friends
the boyfriend and
friend?
girlfriend.
and the friends, obviously. If that's your boy, you wouldn't.
Would you go
date-
to that wedding if it was you?
No.
if
nigga.
if
They
your
invite
ex,
me.
if they invited you, if your ex
So, it depends
invites
on-
you
No.
to a wedding with your friend,
Why would she even do that?
Some people do that.
That's reckless.
Some people do that.
Wait,
You know, a lot of girls do that
They
stuff
do that.
too.
Girls and
guys
guys.
do the same thing.
People invite girls. People invite people. They smash it.
People do that.
You know that,
People
right?
do that.
Some savage,
Some
especially
savage,
Niger
yeah,
weddings.
Niger
Niger wedding,
gosh.
the amount of side girls and side.
Yeah. I have
side
heard
dudes you
of-
see out
I've
there.
heard of someone having sex with the bride at a wedding in Nigeria
What?
in her wedding outfit. You know when they go
Wow.
change in between that period where she's gonna
When did
change.
you have time to do that?
She was probably alone. He was probably alone.
There's no time.
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's some
in
time,
people's
man.
weddings,
I mean,
there's no time to do anything.
I know.
There are always
You
people
go
around
change when you
you.
go change.
People go
No,
dress
really. I mean, her
you.
girls probably know about it.
Oh wow.
I mean, I know of a groom.
Jeez.
Actually, I was actually in. You know,
Don't
I wasn't.
put
In,
yourself-
Don't put yourself out there.
Don't put yourself
I know
out
a groom
there.
that happened to too, but yeah,
Yeah,
it was-
Wait,
there's a lot
that
of
he was one
savage.
smashing or
yeah,
she?
on the wedding night.
Oh, wow.
There's some
I've heard
savages out there,
one
man.
where on their honeymoon night, the night of the wedding,
Mm-hmm.
he was texting his boyfriend. That's the wedding split up that night because she found texts.
Oh, he was gay.
He was gay.
He was on the down low.
Oh, he was texting his boyfriend,
Yes.
Nigerian.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Oh, that's wild. Yo, but I think we're due for a break, man. Wale,
Oh yeah.
can you cue us for a break? For the break song.
It's so funny that I just spoke about someone on the down low because the title of the song is called On the Low. All right, so it turns out. Did you get this? The other one. So it turns out I already played this song before, but that's how much I love it.
Don't worry, we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
Yeah,
but Burna wasn't at the Global Citizens.
No. But Burna has a show in Lagos the 26th of December,
Are you
bro.
going?
Okay.
I mean, if I can go to Lagos, I'm thinking about it, man. Because Burna,
You-
is
But you can still buy a ticket right now.
nah, it will be after Christmas. It'll be like maybe on Christmas or
was
something.
about to
like
say.
that.
Oh, and you leave here on Christmas?
Yeah, I'll probably get there. The
Wow.
day of. It's the day after Christmas.
Ajala travel.
Boxing Day. What am I doing?
No, but I used to like traveling on Christmas Day. That's the
traveling.
cheapest
Nah,
ticket you
what?
find.
Well, true, because no one's.
I think
no
I've
one's,
traveled
everyone's
on
home.
New Year's Day
That's true.
before.
Wow.
I think I've traveled on Thanksgiving before.
Yeah.
Where you
The day I
going?
traveled on Christmas Day to Niger, the
I
plane
don't
was
know,
like
bro.
virtually empty.
Yeah, Christmas Day. I
Virtually
think I
empty.
probably have.
So did they upgrade you to?
No.
See, why do they do that? Like, it's empty. Let me sit wherever I want. Let me sit up front.
No, they will upgrade. They upgrade people, but it's based on your loyalty towards the airline.
Yeah.
So they would first upgrade the like I fly Virgin a lot, so they upgrade like gold members first, then silver, then they'll think about the rest.
Speaking of Christmas, did you guys hear about that Christmas song that people have been like banning?
I feel like it was
Maybe
just that
cold
one radio
outside.
station, though. It was just that one radio. It wasn't like a global thing
No,
or
it
a
wasn't a
national
global
thing,
thing, but
or
it
whatever.
wasn't. Apparently, it wasn't just. But you see, it started with that radio station. But then what happens is people see that, and then it starts causing like a chain reaction in other places for people that support it.
Yeah, because people don't know how to make up their own mind in
But
this
no,
place.
But
Follow.
I saw someone actually break it down and said what she was saying.
Wait, for those that
Okay,
don't
okay,
know,
cool, okay.
it's called
You
the
have
song. The name
lyrics?
of the song is
Do you have the lyrics?
"Baby, It's Cold Outside."
Everyone knows that song. That's like a classic.
Baby, it's cold outside. They played it in that Elf movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Everybody plays it.
I love that track. I love the
it's
song
It's
too.
a Christmas song. It's a classic.
I love.
Christmas
Do
classic
you
song.
enjoy Christmas
I
songs?
love Christmas.
Yeah.
I get into Christmas songs. Like I have
love
a
the songs,
playlist
man. Yeah,
that I have
it's-
every.
I
every
love
year.
the traditional
Okay, so it
Christmas
says,
songs.
I
so
really can't stay. Baby, it's cold outside. I
don't
gotta
sing
go
it, just
away.
read it. Just read
Shut
it.
up.
Just read it. We'll
I
try not
gotta
to
go away. Baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping that you'll drop in. So very nice. And then the guy will say, I'll hold your hand. They're just like ice. My mom will start to worry. Beautiful, what's your hurry? My father will be pacing the floor. Listen to the fireplace roar. So basically, she's trying to leave, and he's saying,
and that's
hey.
it's a conversation between a guy and a girl, and
Right.
she's trying to come up with different excuses for
Right.
why she needs to leave, even though she
wants
secretly doesn't want to
right,
leave.
right. So apparently,
But she's
someone
trying to like
broke
form.
down the
She's trying to
song.
form like a good
But
girl.
supposedly, no. So I saw some girl break it down. For apparently, the words does not mean the same as it meant back then as it
Yeah.
does now.
Yeah.
Supposedly. So there's a part where he
she
said,
talks about something in my drink.
Yeah.
And people were thinking she was being disraped.
right. But
But
apparently
it
that's
really
not what
wasn't.
right.
Apparently, back then in the 30s, that was like whenever a girl did something like that and said something's in my drink, that was a way of her admitting she was lying,
right,
and admitting that she really wanted to stay.
So,
but the point is, look, people are trying to ban everything, man. I just feel like there's some people out there that they don't like happiness, too much happiness.
Well, I don't know about
too much
that,
fanfare, and they just want to.
I feel like we're using today's eyes to judge a song that was written in 1930. We can't do that.
I agree.
I mean, if we do that, a lot of things we will never play anymore.
Agree.
Back that
a
all the songs,
we would cancel
everything.
Everyone that lived in that time.
Right, and things were
everything.
different. Perspectives were different. We weren't as enlightened as we are now.
Some people might argue we might be a bit too enlightened.
I don't
these
agree
days.
with that. Nothing's wrong with enlightenment.
Nah.
It's good to be enlightened. So many things that. We as black people would not be if that we're going back to how it was back in the day. We wouldn't be here.
But I feel
please,
like, but you know what
it's
I think?
It's good to be enlightened.
I feel like
it works for me.
I feel like yes, you know,
a black woman, a black African woman, it works for me. Okay?
I consider myself a progressive.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. But I just feel like there are times that we need to also rein it in. I feel like the pendulum always swings. Yes, we're always looking for this progress, but there are times that we overcorrect sometimes. Would you admit that? Because, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's all still a social experiment. Every time we're trying to like improve on our building social structures.
Right.
And, you know, people come up with ideas. We try something, doesn't work. And then we try something and, okay, this might be good. And then sometimes we may overdo it. And then we might realize that, okay, we might need some kind of like a perfect example is this Me Too thing where it's like, yes, the idea of it was really good. It was exposing men that have gotten away with things for far too long.
Right.
But then it got to a point where, okay, it's like, yes, everyone said believe all women, but then some women do lie kind of thing. So it's like, okay, maybe
which
believe
is why we
all
have
women,
to be,
but
we
you know,
can't say believe all women, but
yeah, there has
we have
to be.
to take each case by case. We can't do a blanket statement.
Believe all women, but also listen to the men.
Well, yeah, I guess. But at the end of the day, the reason why they say believe all women because people didn't believe women. They didn't take them seriously. Like there was a podcast I was listening to where people would say, "Oh, it's in your head," like, "Oh, it's just in you you didn't see it that way." And she was like, I know what I saw." And that's what you know what I mean? Like, we can't just say believe all women and listen to men. Some men have had the luxury of being believed for far too long. It's time to listen to women too.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
When were men believed?
For far too
What do you
long.
mean?
That's very vague. When you say
that's
men
very
have
vague.
always
but
been
I
believed.
feel
In what
like men have had the luxury
Emmett Till
of
was what, back in the 30s? They didn't believe
black
women.
men is not the same. Are we gonna really? I'm talking about in context of masculinity. At the end of the day, your manhood still trumps your blackness. You know that, right?
So I know.
To an extent,
I don't know about all this
So,
social,
okay,
all these hierarchies.
let's go. Speaking of this, you know, this guy just won his lawsuit, Drake, against that girl who.
Oh
said it was
yes,
pregnant.
yes.
She came out, said it was pregnant. People would believe. She said he raped her. There was a case.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There was a kid.
And guess what happened?
So where's the kid now?
There was a case.
Oh.
He won the lawsuit, and guess what happened to her?
What?
Nothing.
Well, I feel and that's why I feel like people like that should be
Nothing.
made an example of.
Nothing happened.
If you're
to
going to
her.
lie, just like I feel like the women calling cops on black people should be made an example of too.
Lying about rape is not funny.
It's not. No, I
But there's
agree
been
with
so
that.
many
I
serious
think it's
situations
terrible.
lately where women are falling, like that's their go-to move.
And I
that,
think
you
people
know,
like that should be
because
punished
knowing
because it's
that
making it worse for actual victims.
in that content, knowing that as a woman you're more believable than a man.
But then when people like the Drake one, so what happened to her? What
Nothing
was the
happened
verdict?
to her.
So he sued her for what? Money
Maybe
or what?
defamation or whatever. I guess
Yeah,
she stopped
defamation.
it and stuff like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like
She
something
got
should
a lot-
happen, like a
she got off
tangible thing should
easy.
happen.
I mean, she's gonna owe money.
I think I don't know how much it was, but
I mean, because
because
I know he's gonna sue her for money, but that's about it. She's just gonna be in debt for life, probably.
But I feel like there should be
But
people
she
that
went on radio. She did
What?
interviews. Yeah, she did interviews.
Where was
What of
I?
the girl that was saying Usher?
give him her.
She also withdrew hers too.
Give her herpes. Yeah, but people
She
were
has
still
withdrawn her
believing
stuff.
that.
But no,
People
the
tried to
original
believe.
one though, that
Which
was
one?
true.
I'm
The
talking about the girl who
the
got a
bigger
lawyer.
girl, right?
Yeah, who got a lawyer.
Yeah,
went
so
on.
okay.
But she was bold enough to do all this,
And the press release and all that.
You get to see, but you notice that men don't do this because if you come out as a guy, I mean, first of all, you kind of look stupid if you come out and say. But that's the thing.
But that's
so
why.
In that context, society.
I feel like that's wrong too. Men
no,
should,
if you come and lie.
Right. But I feel like men victims should also be able to speak their truth.
Victims.
Male victims should also be able to speak their truth if they're, you know what I mean? Like if someone does something to you, say something.
Speak this truth now. What's his name now? Terror. Is it?
Who?
That black guy.
Terry Crews. But you saw the backlash he got, even from fellow black men.
Backlash.
People were saying he's a pussy
support.
and all that. No.
Support.
No, he got joked on.
But I think
so
the reason he
many.
got support is because it was from a Hollywood guy.
Right. But I'm saying, regardless
Like
of who it's from, though,
like
why are
who's
we joking on
powerful
him?
in
He's a
industry,
victim
so
in this, though.
A
Why
lot
are
of
we
women
joking
can
on
relate
him?
to him.
But people
I'm not
made
gonna
fun
touch that
of
one.
him.
I'm not gonna touch that
People
one.
did make fun of him.
People made a lot of.
But
I
at the end,
saw a
people
lot
make
of
fun of
jokes.
every situation.
But that's
in this,
what-
I feel like
when
he had a
people die,
tendency to
people
milk
make-
that whole thing because for the longest time that was all he was talking about.
He planned
People
it.
ask
talking
him about it, though.
He-
When he goes somewhere, people will ask now. It's not like he's not.
Dude, at the end of the day,
They
all
ask
these things you don't
questions.
just
But
come out.
here's the thing,
you can't just
right?
come out and talk.
Yeti. The
Without-
reason why we give women benefit of the doubt is because usually the women aren't in a position of, I guess,
Power. And all
power.
that.
They're weak- they're seen as
and
the
see-
weaker
and
being in
they're
that
weaker. So
situation.
if a woman is in the same room as another guy
Mm-hmm.
and something happens, most likely she's gonna get overpowered.
Right.
In this case, right, this dude is 200, over 200. I'm not excusing what happened, but I'm just saying he's Terry Crews.
But the guy that
He's
did
over
it to
200
him too
pounds.
is
But there's
huge
also
guy
a power
now.
dynamic in that
So
situation.
people are saying,
though.
and that's what I'm saying. So what you're telling me is that he was willing to, because of this supposed dynamic of him not wanting the job, he was willing to let go of that. You see,
He didn't let go of it though.
no, he did because he didn't react. He didn't
No,
react.
his wife was
His
the
wife
reason.
was there
He
to
said
and
his
she
wife
told him
was the
to be
reason
a
that calmed him
cool-headed-
down. I told him, like,
Right.
hey,
He
no,
was
yeah.
gonna beat the
He
guy
was going to
up.
do it. It
But
was
the
like,
guy, his wife said,
yeah.
"Calm down."
But what I'm saying, he should have.
Why?
No, because it's, now
but
when
then he'll
when the
come
same
in-
people,
violated me
but
like
when the
that.
same people here
Listen,
talking
listen,
about
I
the
don't
football
care.
player
I don't care
should have called the
if
cops.
it's my CEO.
No, Corey, but we're here
Corey.
talking about the
Really?
football
Sucking
player
him
should
in
have
the
called the
face.
cops.
Period.
Dude, you can't. Sometimes you
can't-
got to think about
really?
it.
Period.
You have
So
to
you
think
saw-
of the long run, though.
Violated me.
Simi, sorry, Simi.
It takes away. It takes away
Sorry.
your. It takes away your manhood and your paycheck too. Nah,
No,
come on,
there are
man.
there are better ways
Yeah,
to
nah,
go
you don't
about
wanna
it, and I
know.
feel like Terry Crews went
All I
about
have
it
in
the good
this
way.
world is my word and my.
Okay.
That's all you have. Then I don't know what to
No,
tell
that
you.
guy. Let me tell you, that guy has built. That guy has built a career from like Terry Crews. He's someone he reminds me of, even though he's not as successful as is The Rock. They built a career from these guys.
Being
Were,
like the lovable.
they came from a non-acting background. You wouldn't have even thought they would be getting.
was a footballer.
He was a football player, yeah. So they came from this. Rock was a wrestler, but they came. I mean, he was already acting as a wrestler, but
Right.
still, they came from this. It wasn't the traditional way,
Right.
and he's built something.
And
as
then
a black guy
imagine
too.
him
He's like, I'm
now
not about to throw
suck
that
him
away.
up,
Yeah,
and then he was like, "Oh, the typical black
Yeah,
guy."
that's what he
angry
was
black
saying.
I can
man,
only speak for
fucking-
myself. You see, when it comes to women, I can't speak because I can't. I'm not obviously I'm a woman, but as a man, if I was in that position,
But that's you. You can only speak for yourself.
and that's all I'm
it.
saying. That's all
Not
I'm
for
saying.
any other man. And I felt like in Hollywood, you're not in Hollywood either, though. You don't
Mm-hmm.
see the way they talk about us black people. Even Denzel.
I wouldn't trade my soul that much just for some Hollywood fame.
No. I'm saying the
But
way
it's
they
not Hollywood
see it's
fame.
not
That's
Hollywood
his-
fame.
but
correct.
that is
That's
his
his
livelihood,
livelihood,
and he
number
has
one.
dealt with it in a way
I
that
felt like he did
affected the guy.
right. The guy, exactly.
Yeah, he
so
just did it in a way
Denzel
where it's like,
is being
I can
discriminated
still win.
against. Denzel Washington. There was an email. You remember that Sony leak, the hack? There was an email that they were talking about Denzel Washington. That's how
What
bad.
about him?
They didn't think he was gonna be able to sell some black movie or whatever. Like, people don't like black movies, so they're not gonna put him in a movie.
But
that's more of a business thing.
That's a
No.
business
Well,
thing.
I mean,
But
it's
you know what I
racist,
mean?
but-
It's racism at the end of the day.
Yeah, but
I'm saying no one is immune in
a lot of this-
Hollywood.
but let's be honest, a lot of these black movies sometimes
But
don't
Denzel is
sell.
not a black actor. If you want to, Denzel, I feel like has transcended race.
Yeah, I'm surprised about Denzel.
They
That's what I'm
should've-
saying.
'Cause
If
Denzel,
What was the movie?
Like, there's
What
a
was the
black
movie?
movie-
What was the
no, there
movie?
wasn't. They were just talking
In general,
and
that he
somebody
wouldn't-
brought his name up for a movie, and they said,
And
"Oh
then they
no,
said, oh, he won't
yeah,
sell. He won't sell the movie.
Right.
Oh, I see what you
Because
mean.
that's not Denzel Washington.
I thought you meant like it was like a B list
No.
movie that he just
They
happened
brought
to
his name
be
up.
in
They were
at
trying
the
to
time.
brainstorm like people
therefore-
for names and
okay, I see
stuff,
what you
and they
mean.
brought Denzel up, and the email went, "Oh no, Chinko." Because
But
That's terrible.
But let's look at reality. It's racist, but let's look at reality. It's the same way which is why you have people like Monique, even though I don't agree with her argument, thinking Netflix owed her more than 500K. Monique is obviously funnier than
Amy Schumer. Definitely.
For sure.
But
sometimes
Amy
the market
Schumer is a better market. Like Amy Schumer, she went to Towson.
It's because she's white.
She actually didn't graduate from Towson. And she came back one time recently.
It's because Amy Schumer is a white girl now.
Hold on, we can't just call it black and white sometimes. But she came to perform at the arena in Towson, and I remember then I was on campus, and I said to this white girl I knew that I think Amy Schumer is very corny, and I don't think she's funny. And all her friends looked at me like I was crazy.
Annoying.
All the white girls, blonde-haired girls looked at me like I was crazy.
To them.
And to them, they were like, oh, she's Dave Chappelle to them. And they were like, I was like, how much are tickets? And they were like, her tickets were $40-something. And I'm like, you're selling $40-something at a college and it just sold out.
I'm not surprised.
So that's a good business move for demographics. So Netflix is thinking, but you're right. So in a situation like that, they might think, why call Monique when we can get Amy Schumer? It's the easy way out, but I mean,
but moving on though, this is actually one of the topics, one of my favorite topics. Payless, right?
That's funny.
So Payless. For those that don't know, Payless is a department.
It's a shoe store.
Is it? But they only call them department stores.
Department stores are Macy's in them.
Okay, so
it's just a shoe.
It's
store.
a shoe, but it's a discount shoe store.
It's just I guess.
It's one of those stores.
It's a store.
It's a shoe store.
For our Niger audience members, it's one of those stores where you go get dirt cheap shoes.
I won't call it dirt cheap.
Imitation looking shoes too. That's where you get.
I wouldn't call them dirt cheap anymore.
But you also get some authentic stuff.
You get like
but it's like the lower rung.
Let me tell you how bad Payless was. That's the only store that used to sell this guy's sneakers, Shaquille O'Neal. Those shoes were ugly. But every time.
No, but I think it was because they had made mass production, and after they had to find somewhere to sell those shoes now.
But Payless,
it's just an affordable shoe store.
Payless. This is what I used to do. Every time I used to come to Yankee back then, Popsy would give me like a certain amount of money for shoes.
Yeah.
So I'll have back then where I was like a sneakerhead back then. Actually, I'll have gone on Nike's website, all the foam post sites, all these Fanta post sites, every post sites they have. I'll have gotten the
deposits.
I call it posites.
We call them posites.
That's what we should call it in Nigeria.
We always call it Fanta posites.
You understand?
Fanta posites.
That's the guy that came to school with me, man. So, but anyway,
standard.
So that's what we used to call it. So like I'll print it out from the Nike website and like I have the prices. So let's say, and then Timberland boots were a must also. We always wanted the colors, So it was like
blue Tims.
I had blue Tims. Yeah, I even had like purple too, but like weird colors. But like so a pair of Tims, you already know how much it's gonna cost. I'm like, all right, 2 other Nike sneakers. So if I don't have like change, maybe like $20 left, and I'll go to Payless to go and find my last pair of shoe. So
the one that you be wearing every day.
Every day, so I discovered State Street.
Okay.
They look a lot like Timberland boots. So that was my everyday shoe.
But funny thing is, a lot of designers make shoes for Payless. You know that, right?
They do?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
They do.
But anyway, Payless, they make shoes. They make affordable discount shoes. They range from usually anywhere from $20.
Not anymore. Payless has gone up.
So you've been
Trust
going to
me.
Payless,
I went there not too long ago, and they're in Columbia Mall now.
I went still in there last
in the mall now.
Yeah,
no, they were never inside.
Oh,
they were inside some malls. Okay,
and the shoes are not cheap. I'm like, this price, I can get one from Macy's for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On sale in Macy's. Why would I pay $50
but
for shoes?
Back in the days, they used to sell shoes from like
back in the day, they've gone up.
Dirt cheap shoes.
$12-$8 sometimes. You see like female shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what they did, right, was they did this viral marketing campaign where they invited social influencers. They paid them like $2,000 each, right, to show up
to
these events. To show up to these events, right? They didn't call themselves Payless. I actually looked into it. They called themselves Palessi.
Palessi.
Sounds like this Italian name. Bougie was in Hollywood, some fancy spot. They had people, influencers come there. There were customers that were there. And they pretty much put ridiculous prices on their shoes. They put $600 on like $200.
It was a former Armani store that they took over.
That closed down. So they took it
okay.
Out, But,
okay.
So people closed for people bought shoes for like $800.
So you had these social. So you know these social media influencers, right? That you see on Instagram, right? That are they help Oman Polowo, they help they help
advertise.
Yeah.
Like the Ibadan just came out to me.
They help advertise. Yeah.
They help advertise.
That's what their job. They market.
You know that they're
marketing.
even cracking down
And they
some of them
hype
now.
these things. They hype different things. You know, it goes to the hype beast culture.
Yes.
Where you know, and it's not just luxury items. It's sneakers
anything,
too.
yeah, anything, yeah.
Where you have these people, they get paid
Yeah.
to hype these things up. And they get paid all these amounts of money, and then before you know it, there's this sensation about this shoe, and because everyone is like, "Oh, it's a hot thing," everyone is like paying
for it, of course.
ridiculous amounts. Well, they tricked these guys, and I was so happy about it. They had them shelling out $600 for $20 shoes. These are your social media influencers.
First of all, Corey is the only person that
These are your social media
that
influencers.
believes they were tricked because I say they were in on it.
Why do you think they were in on it?
Because first of all, the only people that were in the store buying things were these social media influencers.
It was okay.
Number
so I'm
one,
reading
number
a bunch
two.
of
You
stuff.
know they
Wait
interviewed
now,
them, right?
Wait now, number two, they were paid to
So what?
attend.
They
And
paid
number
them,
three,
they paid
hold
them to
on.
attend anyway.
Number three, they returned the money and have them keep this item.
Of course, now they don't want to get
hold
sued.
Hold on. And then I was just saying it, they're cracking down. Social media is actually, some people are saying they should crack down on these social media influencers because they started to trick people. There was a piece on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yeah.
They have this thing where they're trying to you're supposed you see when you go on like Diddy's Instagram and you see like something about Ciroc, you see a little ad caption that says paid advert,
Right, you
with
have
Ciroc.
to.
Yeah. These social media influencers are not doing that anymore.
Yeah, they're cracking out on
They're
them.
cracking
You
them
have
on
to.
them now because what they are doing is they're acting like like this water now could have paid them.
Yeah.
But they're gonna make sure they keep posting it, like act like it's a regular everyday thing for them, but not knowing that
It's
it's
an
an ad. Because what happens is that you see that one item
Yeah.
on about 1,000 of them at a certain time.
Yeah. So,
So,
everyone's like, oh,
so
what
everybody's
is
like,
this?
oh, what is this? This looks, but they're posting it with like their regular captions, regular.
Right. They're not putting
They're
ad.
not putting
They're not
ad. They're
putting
just doing like
anything.
it's like I use this on a daily basis,
Right.
but it's an ad.
So
So they're
now-
tricking people.
but now
so
you
now
have to
they're-
put hashtag
they're- Yes,
ad,
now they're trying to crack them
and
down because
you
they say
have to
it's
now. It's the-
social media. There's a word for that. They're deceiving people. That's why I think they might be in on this too because apparently that's how these people make their money.
But that's not really proof that they're in on it. You're just
But you're
guessing.
paid. You're paid.
You're just guessing.
So
that
somebody
they're in on
pays
it.
me. Somebody pays me to show up to somewhere.
So what? They
I
pay
buy
them all the
something
time.
at a ridiculous
They
amount.
pay
I
social
get to
media
keep it.
influencers all the
I
time.
get to keep it, and you return the
Yeah.
money I paid.
And they got tricked.
I don't think they got tricked.
Okay,
so if
first
they
of
got
all, I
tricked,
think
okay,
it
they
was a
got tricked.
brilliant marketing
Oh
strategy.
yeah, I found so the guy that came up with the idea actually spoke to Huffington Post and says, where is it? We wanted to do something provocative. We wanted to get Payless back into the cultural discourse, and it worked. Obviously,
We
It was
were
a-
talking about Payless that whole day on our thread, and I was actually even tempted to go there after work,
yes. To buy.
just
So
to prove
shoes
what
that
wrong.
would normally go for $20 to $40, some marked it up as high as $1,800. Damn, and people were actually buying it.
But who are the people? They were the people that they invited.
Right.
Yes.
No one
now.
else but this. No regular person paid for
Yeah,
this.
but it was supposed to be like an
So
event.
everybody who
But you
paid
know
for
how
it
there's-
was
events.
paid to be there.
But you know all these companies do influencer events.
Yes, that's what
where
they
fly them out.
That's exactly
and
what
all
Yes,
they do.
but
Yes.
so- but-
that's how most social media
Are you
influencers
not
make
likely
their
to
money.
be on it if I'm paying you and then you get to keep it and then you get to keep your money. You get a refund and you get to keep the item.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they were in on it though. It just
But
means
there's
they
a
were-
higher
I'm
chance.
reading-
There's a higher
just
chance
means
that
they
you
were-
The
were.
more
they
I'm
were
reading
tricked.
about it, the more it's looking like they were tricked.
They were just
the more
tricked.
I'm reading
They
about it,
interviewed
it doesn't
them.
seem like
they even
they
interviewed
knew.
the social media influencers afterwards, and they were like, "Dude, I had
And
no
then
idea."
you know what they're going to do now?
What?
All those reactions are going to be in their ad.
Yes,
They
now.
actually no, they're making commercials.
Yes, I know.
So they're going to.
It's kind of like that Chevy, like the Chevy Chase, commercials.
Oh right.
Yeah, the ones where
right.
oh, by the way, did you guys hear Chevy Chase is getting shut down in Maryland?
I mean, haven't there been?
Chevy Chase has
haven't
been
there
done. That's Capital
done in
One that's
Maryland?
here now.
Yeah, it's Capital One.
Oh, sorry, no, Chevy. No, I mean Chevy,
Chevy,
Chevrolet.
Oh,
the
Chevrolet.
Chevy.
Oh, the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, is
Oh.
the Chevy car commercials I'm talking about?
Oh.
You know the ones.
Oh, those
where-
ones are, but those
where-
ones are fake
where
now. Where
some
they will be
people
like,
will walk in.
they will enter inside the car. Is this a Lamborghini? Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Are you sure?
Oh, my bad.
Language,
My
there's a
bad.
kid in
Yeah,
the
it
room.
was like, is this a Mercedes? Oh no, it's a Chevy. It's like I'm like what?
But those guys, they seem a little too stupid.
And then they'll write at the
But they're
bottom.
actors,
These are not paid actors. They write at the bottom.
I don't know if they're actors.
They claim they're real people.
I think they might be.
They're actors, man.
They might be real people.
Come on.
All right.
Or the one where the girl walk past the Mercedes, the BMW, the Audi, walk past all the luxury cars only to go into the Chevy. Come on, man. Come on. That's not realistic.
Yeah. Well, so what else happened this past week? Oh, I think I'm out of
stories.
I'm out of
Nothing
topics
happened
here.
this week. Everything was kind of boring.
Yeah, it was like kind of, right?
Nothing happened.
You guys ready for Christmas though?
Yes, of course. Oh, we talked about it. My brother went to the Travis Scott concert. Apparently in New York. Yeah, apparently in New York he brought Kendrick.
Yeah.
But in DC brought out Wale and I forgot who else.
Who else is gonna bring out in DC now?
I mean, but my brother was upset. He was like, "Why didn't they can't travel down from New York to DC?"
At least he even brought DC in what's up in Baltimore that he gave us.
You know his album went #1 again.
And his song.
Wow.
And his song too. He has the #1 song in the country. #1 album in the country. Okay. I was kind of hoping Tekashi got that #1 album.
Look, Travis is. I love that guy's music and his performance is just. He's doing the same set over and over, short, but even in where he brought out Kylie, one of them himself.
Yeah,
go on the roller coaster with him.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, in Baltimore, he claimed she was backstage too, but you know that was his first show, but it was crazy, man.
That's crazy.
So shout out to him.
So Yeti, no Christmas plans. I know. Wale, you're considering going to Nigeria, so you might not be
possibly.
here. I don't go. Christmas, I stay. My family is all here. Well, my immediate family is all here. So where am I going? So everyone.
I don't know.
Are you going somewhere?
Christmas is gonna be a bump for me. I lost my dog, so.
Oh, all right.
I don't know, man. I can't get that stuff out of my head. So
Aww.
I don't know if I lost my dog about a week ago, right?
About a week ago. Sorry.
So Mitch cut a buddy about a week ago.
No, my dog. For those that don't know, my dog's name is Shango. I've had him for like 5 years now. He was.
It's been that long.
It would have been 5 years next 8 March.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I got Ivy first, and then you got Shango right after.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would have been 5 years next March.
Aww.
And I took him to the groomers. Everything was fine. He was happy-go-lucky. I mean, he's one of the most energetic dogs out there.
Yeah, he's a boxer.
And he's a sweet dog too.
Yeah,
he looked intimidating, but he was like the biggest.
That's usually how it is. The bigger the dog, the gentler they are.
And I took him to the groomers, and they called me. Actually, I called the groomers, and usually to get an appointment with the groomers, usually you have to call like weeks in advance. But they love this dog so much.
Oh, really?
That when I first called, I was about to start telling me you can bring him in on December, blah blah blah, and I was like, this is Shango, because I already know. I know how to.
All right, excuse us.
This is Shango. And they're like, oh, Shango, please bring him in right now.
Oh.
That's what I did. I took him in,
and
this was in the morning, and in the afternoon they called me and they were like, we need you to go to the animal hospital.
Oh, wow.
And I went
the one
there.
in their thing or different?
No, it's not too far from here to an animal hospital. I'm like, what happened? They're like, we don't know. We just know that they wanted us to tell you to go there.
They didn't even tell you?
They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me what it was. I kept asking what happened. They just said, no, just go to the animal hospital. So I go to the animal hospital. I get there. I'm outside and I see this truck like just rolling, and I see these people like just you know how people like just walking around the truck. I couldn't tell what was going on, and then at some point a few other people came out from the animal shelter, and it was like 4 people, and they brought out like this stretcher that had a body bag in it. And I was in the parking lot, and the whole time I just kept
You didn't get out?
like, no, because something just kept telling me like this is probably worse than I think it is, because no one told me what was going on. But then part of the zip was a little bit unlocked, so I saw something white there. So when I saw white, I'm like, okay, no, that can't be, because Shango is a black dog.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a white streak on him, but he's mostly black.
Right.
And I'm like, what are the chances are out?
The little token thing out, and it was him.
When I got in, I saw those same people, and I saw they happened to be wearing the shirt of the place the groomer's place that I took into. I'm not gonna say their name now, because I mean, this is not the end of it, by any stretch, by any means. But when I saw the name tags on it, I knew it had to be them. And they just came to meet me. The lady came to meet me. She was already crying. She was like, I'm so sorry. We don't know what happened.
Where did they find him? They found him dead or what?
So that was right there and there that they now told me that, look, we gave him a shower. We clipped his nails. Everything he was happy-go-lucky as usual. They said they put him back. This is what I was told. They put him back in the cage. They came back and he looked like he was sleeping. And they opened it up and they found out his heart wasn't beating. And they gave him CPR, which I appreciate. They actually loved that dog.
I mean, most of the people that work there
loved him.
Yeah,
like I knew
dogs.
that, and that was the one place that I don't understand how he was always so excited to get a shower.
Really?
That's
My
why
dog
I never
hates
understood
showers.
it. But long story short was they said he died. They did an autopsy. It was inconclusive, so we're still looking into it. I'm far from getting closure, and every time I get home at night,
that's the worst.
I just hate coming home to see an empty house, man. That dog.
Because that's
welcoming you home is nothing like a.
No.
He made me feel like a kid. He's calling my first
dogs.
song.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's their job. Like they make you feel like you're the greatest person in the world.
But I also want to talk about the fact because again, we do have African audience members here, and
R.I.P.
I have to talk about the fact
Shango.
that thank you, but I do have to also talk about the fact that there were times where I felt a little weird about the whole grieving thing because
there's nothing wrong with it.
I know, but some people would consider that first world problems.
It's
like,
your dog that you loved.
My dog in Nigeria,
what?
I was sad.
Right, like it was a family member.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Songo was your first baby.
Thank you. And thanks for not making me feel bad.
Why would I make? I would be devastated
I'm a dog
if I
person.
lost Ivy.
I want to get one. So
no, because I can just imagine myself. Me 15 years ago, if I'd seen me like being all grieving over a dog, I'm like, what's wrong with you?
But
man?
your view has changed. You're in the fourth world anyway.
Yeah, but
you're not in Nigeria anymore. You're here.
Yeah, but there are people out there that don't even like in Africa that are starving, and they're worried about a dog.
That's
what I'm saying?
It's
just one of those things where
you can worry about both things. Exactly. You can worry about dog and worry about people
suffering to them.
To not what? Like I would take off the whole week if Ivy died. Like literally, seriously. Ivy is my child. Okay.
Especially that first week, and he was a friend of the family. Like everybody.
Right. That's how my Ivy is too. Yes.
Everyone even my dad has something crazy about dogs.
They grow to love them.
After a while, my dad was like, "Damn, I was still shouting at the dog the other day," and he was telling me how he was feeling bad. Like he felt like crap.
That's funny
like,
thing. Growing up, we wanted a dog.
I'm I was surprised it coming from my dad. Like
you'll be surprised what dogs do when they come to your life. Like it's different. They change you. Like my dad was when we were little. My cousin had a dog, Clover. We wanted a dog too. My dad was like, "Oh no, what kind of? We don't have time to walking dog and all that blah 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 blah." So we never got one until 5 years ago. My sister's coworker cousin dogs. I know.
Her sister's co-worker's cousin.
Yeah,
look at that.
Dog gave birth to dogs.
That's a long stretch.
Visha got Ivy, and she was supposed to be my sister's dog, but things happened, and I was one taking care of her. Well, she was the one that trained her, got her home trained, and all that stuff.
And then you
I was more caring, I guess, and she fell in love with me, and she's my dog now.
Yeah, you really go attached to them.
Like, and my dad would, when he's going out of the house, will tell bye to Ivy before he says bye to anybody else. And we're like, what's going on here?
When I got Shango, my family, I just moved into my house at the time, and we're going through this. I'm not going to get into details, but we're going through this really a lot of turmoil. There was a lot going on. Everyone was stressed. I just got in the place, and everyone kind of moved in with me at one point, like a bunch of my family members, and there was just a lot of tension. And one day I just decided, you know what? I've always wanted a dog. I got a new place. I felt like we needed some kind of distraction, something to just take our energy off of it. I'm telling you, I brought Shango home that day, and it changed everything.
Yeah, dogs
I mean,
do
of course,
that.
we still had our problems,
Dogs do
but
that.
it was like all of a sudden everyone was like fixated on the new dog.
And dogs can pick up
And
emotions and stuff too. They know.
They do.
So
they can be very manipulative too, because
of course
they know how to really play on your emotions.
Of course, the saddest thing. R.I.P. Shango. Did you see? Apparently, George H. Bush.
His dog is still main.
He had a service dog like a couple of months before he died because he was deteriorating. So the dog, it was the saddest. Did you see the picture?
Yeah, just laying
next to the casket. I was like,
It's hard seeing dogs
so
everywhere I go now.
sad.
I don't think I can get a dog anytime
Not
soon.
yet. You have to get over it first, and you'll get another
not
one. You'll get
anytime
another
soon.
one now.
But I
there's
feel
no
like
way.
if I have if when I have kids, I definitely at some point would definitely want them to have their own dogs.
dog.
I'm telling you, there's something about it that it just
it teaches you a lot too.
it teaches you a lot. They're like babies.
Yeah.
You
and
get
they
them.
know
You
how
get
to
them.
manipulate
You
your
get them.
emotions
They're
and
shitting
everything.
everywhere. You're clean after them everywhere. You're pissed at them, and then before you know it,
You can't stay mad
they
at
come
them.
at you and they like nuzzle you, and you can't help
You
smiling.
can't get mad at dogs.
Yeah, they're precious. But let's start wrapping this one up.
R.I.P. Shango again.
Yeah, man. I'll miss you, buddy.
Oh.
I'll miss you. Wale, what you got for us? Can you play us a nice morose R.I.P. type song? Play now.
It's a turn up song, man.
Okay, all right.
You have to
guys.
remember Shango with happiness.
Yes,
He brought a
that's
lot of
true.
love to the world and all
Alright,
that.
catch you guys later, man.
All right. Yeah. Catch y'all later.
Bye,
Thanks, sir.
guys.
Bye.